Welcome to my stories red channel. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Also, please like and share your comments. We make new videos with interesting stories every day. Found out boyfriend, 29M, has secret tattoo of friend's name. Gosh, I don't know what to think about this. My boyfriend Tom, 29M, and I, 29F, have been together for 3 years. Tom was military and went through a pretty nasty divorce 3 years before we met. Through it, he relied heavily on a close friend Jessica to get through it, who was also going through a divorce. Tom and Jess are very close. Tom has admitted he had strong feelings for Jess, but things just never worked out, and his friends have said in the past that Jess was clearly into him. Jess and Tom talk regularly, hang out regularly, anything friends would. I have never really had an issue with their relationship. While at first I was cautious because of this history and his admitting to having feelings, they are very respectful. Jess is delightful, kind, funny, and just great to be around. She is also an absolute stunner. I'm not frumpy by any means and get plenty of attention, but around Jess anyone would feel inferior. I enjoy being around Jess and she and I occasionally hang out without Tom. Regardless of their history, Tom and Jess are just friends and I have no reason to think they're more. But last night, Tom had just finished a volleyball tournament and had just gotten out the showers. It was sand volleyball and his feet were pretty torn up, so he was cleaning them and I saw the bottom of his foot. I have no idea how I've never seen this, but he has Jessica's name tattooed on the bottom of his foot like has fucking Woody from Toy Story or something. I don't know why this bothered me, but immediately all the blood left my face. I just stood there, my mouth agape. Tom noticed and asked what was wrong, and I asked him how long he had that tattoo. He left, clearly not reading my reaction, and asked how I had never noticed it, and explained that when he was single and out one night with Jess and a bunch of friends, he was pretty drunk and got it as a joke. Now this is where I probably made a mistake. I should have left it at that. But I didn't buy it, so I pressed a little. I think he could tell I was a bit caught up about it because he was a bit sheepish, but he folded pretty quickly. Apparently he was drunk and in his feelings, and this was in the height of his interest in Jess. He explained that she said something about being jealous cause he was dancing with another girl, and he said had always be hers, to which she laughed. He, in his drunken state, said, "For real, I'd tell your name on my foot if I had to," and she said if that would be hot, and they ditched their friends and went to a shop, and he did it. He explained he was a bit embarrassed by it at first because when they sobered up it felt a bit thirsty, which wrong it is, but since him and Jess find it a funny joke from a tumultuous time in their lives. God, I should not have asked for more details and he should not have shared as much as he did, but here we are. I was legitimately too stunned to talk. He clearly felt bad. We went to bed without talking much more. I woke up to flowers on the bed this morning. He leaves very early to work out, which was sweet, but I'm still a bit in my head about this. We're supposed to go to a concert with Jess and her boyfriend tomorrow, but I cannot stop thinking about that tattoo. I guess when he said they were into each other, I did not realize it was that into each other. I don't really know what to think. I went from not feeling even remotely concerned about Jess to feeling like I would be competing with her forever. Tom has a bunch of tattoos and the vast majority of them are just impulse tattoos with no meaning. Whenever people ask about tattoos, he's like, fuck it, just get whatever, life is short, blah blah blah, but it's so hard for me to shed the meaning behind this one, even if it is a joke. I honestly don't know what to think. I could really use some advice on how to process this. Am I gonna have to break up with him? Update. The night I made the post, I was actually at my mother's house, as I have dinner with her once a week. There was a really bad storm and I got rained in and stayed there for the night, which was bad timing. The next day, Tom and I were supposed to go to a concert with Jess and her boyfriend. Now, a few things that came up in the last post. First, I trust Tom, and he has said in the past nothing happened between him and Jess. The tattoos make me doubt that. My sense from the conversations with Tom and with friends in the past is that Tom and Jess were mutually into each other, but it just never panned out. Tom has never gave me any indication and had leave me for Jess if the opportunity came, and I spent some time thinking about it and stand by that. Second, I don't think Tom was actively hiding the tattoo from me. He seemed surprised I hadn't noticed it before, and I don't know how I haven't. But nothing gave me indication that it was a secret I was never meant to see. Anyways, Friday morning I got home and Tom and I talked before work. I explained to him how I was feeling, that the tattoo surprised me and it made me have feelings that I wasn't really understanding. He was super apologetic that he had never brought it up explicitly and made it clear he really thought I had noticed before and just didn't care. He said he felt silly for assuming that and that he will communicate better. I had every intent of telling him I'd like him to have it removed. But before I could say anything, he told me had spent all night looking at different places to do tattoo removal, and that he could tell it upset me and he was planning on getting it taken off. He was showing me a place on his phone and said they'd done some really good removals he felt good about. Some people had suggested that in the first place, and I had done a little reading about tattoo removal and everything said it would be worse than the tattoo itself. So I asked him if it would hurt, and he goes, yeah. Probably a lot. The tattoo was shit to be honest, but if it'll make you feel better, it's worth it. He always says the right things. We talked about it a little and it would be multiple sessions and a couple $1,000. But the last thing I want is for him to go through the pain caused him being silly. So I told him he didn't need to do that, and he'd better take me on a nice date for the money he saved, joking of course. To make it up to me, we had a nice breakfast together, and off to work we went. As a little extra, at the concert Jess and I scooted off to the bathroom together and to grab more drinks, and she and I were talking, and she apologized to me for the tattoo. She reaffirmed that she's very happy with her boyfriend and that her and Tom is long in the past and that she loves him but they are much better off as friends. She was a little busy, so she got into how much she loves me and Tom together and how happy she sees that I make him. Honestly, it was really sweet, and it helped. I didn't really press, but I imagine Thursday night Tom talked it through with her to try and figure out what to do. I think some people might try to make it nefarious, but I really appreciated that she took the time to reassure me and make me feel better about it. All in all, I think Tom will probably still get the tattoo removed without telling me about it, but I'm not really worried about it. He makes me feel so important and loved, and I don't want something this minor to get in the way of it for me. I've done some regrettable and silly things when I was in a bad place. I'm just lucky enough that it's not branded on me forever, so I'm doing my best not to hold it against him. Comments. All in all, I think Tom will probably still get the tattoo removed without telling me about it, but I'm not really worried about it. He makes me feel so important and loved, and I don't want something this minor to get in the way of it for me. I've done some regrettable and silly things when I was in a bad place. I'm just lucky enough that it's not branded on me forever, so I'm doing my best not to hold it against him. Tom out here restoring faith in humanity, that man can in fact use their brain, process their emotions, and empathize with others, and come up with solutions without being spoon-fed them while. Too used to seeing the opposite on the sub. I'm happy to see y'all were able to effectively communicate and work past things. My BF has a matching tattoo with his ex, and I mostly make jokes about it, but I am serious that when we get married that tattoo gets covered and I get a dedicated tattoo. He agrees that's fair.